How Snow White became a nightmare for Disney. Let's watch it.
So, for around the last
Okay.
year, I've been keeping up with the news regarding the latest live action Disney
Yep.
film, Snow White. And from the start, it really did seem like this movie was destined to be a commercial failure, as they tried to replace the dwarfs with the Justice Squad of Diversity.
Photos just came out showing that the Snow White movie replaced the seven dwarves with seven average people instead. Do you think
What?
Disney made the right choice doing this?
It's a bad thing. I'm not agreeing with it.
I'm not up on all the lure and stuff, y'all. Like they seven like dwarves, seven average size people. Like I've never seen the movie a day in my life, and I didn't even know maybe it wasn't a bad thing. I didn't know, but maybe it is, y'all. I mean, shit, I'm not in the lure for this one.
You're replacing jobs that people could have as little people.
Yeah, no,
So are
okay.
the seven dwarfs?
Oh
They
yeah, because like doors is probably hard for doors to get a job because they're so little. So yeah, they're kind of like replacing like seven dwarves who could be having a job. Understandable.
it's four dwarfs.
Now, obviously, people absolutely hated that idea. A lot of people find these dwarves to be iconic. And then the two main talent in the film, Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot, went on a ton of interviews basically saying this rendition of the film was going to be altered quite a bit, with the main theme now being feminism.
Reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's
80, 85 years ago. What the fuck?
extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power.
Also, the fact that she's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's the proactive one, and she's the one who set the terms.
Keep in mind, this film has technically been in the making since 2016, and with this being based on the first animated film ever, a staple in the Disney IP, fans had very high expectations. Now, by 2021, it began to really materialize. The film had now been casted, written, and they knew who the director would be. And then obviously
All
it
right,
ran into
okay.
these problems with public perception by the time the trailer would actually come out.
Weird.
Disney had to go back to the drawing
Weird.
board, which delayed the release of this film by an entire year. And in the end, the total budget for this movie was $209 million.
The
And
fuck?
strangely enough, now that this thing is finally going to see the light of day, it seems like Disney is doing everything in their power to just get it over with. In fact, I would say they're downright sick of the headache this movie has become. And today we're going to talk about why Disney is basically saying, here, damn, with the release of this film.
What the
You've
fuck?
been having a lot of articles like this come out. Disney scales back Snow White Hollywood premiere amid Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot controversies. And when they say scaling back, this is what
Okay.
they mean. Disney is hosting a Hollywood premiere of Snow White on March 15th, which is in 2 days, but the studio won't be rolling out a robust red carpet like it usually does. The afternoon festivities will include a pre-party and screening at the El Capitan Theater with star Rachel Ziegler and Gal
Oh,
Gadot. However, the red carpet will not include the dozens of media outlets usually invited by Disney to interview the cast and creatives at its premieres. Instead,
what the
coverage will be
fuck?
limited to photographers.
Okay, so if it, I mean, yeah, they. I was about to say like, what if they just scrapped the movie completely? What if they just did that? But then I'm like, damn, they probably already spent way too much fucking money on this shit. Like it's kind of like they just had to release it now. Like they spent like probably they spent 209 million on this shit. They gotta release that shit.
And a house crew. So it essentially seems like Disney wants as much control of this red carpet premiere as they can get. They don't want these people being asked any more spontaneously tough questions. They don't want this entire thing to become more political than it already has.
Yeah.
And to a lot of people in the industry, this seems to be a pretty clear sign that Disney does not have a lot of faith in this movie. And the other reason people started to share that opinion was because of the way they decided to pre-sale the tickets for this movie.
All right. Okay.
Get
What the
tickets
fuck?
now for the magical, musical, movie event.
It's time.
I don't know what it is about this specific frame right here, but I feel like they just did her beyond dirty with this horrible CGI. I mean, they got her ass out here looking like a bobblehead. And overall, whoever styled her hair for this movie just did her beyond dirty. I mean, they got her out here looking more like Lord Farquaad than Snow White.
This is my kingdom.
You dare
to disobey me.
The Queen stole it from all of us.
Okay.
Come on.
In theaters March 21st. Disney's Snow White.
Can you point me in the right direction?
And the other thing I think is that they made these dwarfs look like absolute shit. I mean, like, who the fuck is that? Old big face looking ass, old scary face looking ass. This shit's gonna haunt me in my fucking nightmares. I mean, I'm serious, guys. Don't you just want to smack him in his big old water head? The other funny
Whoa,
thing-
bro, why is he going in like that, bro? I've never seen Jamari go in like this, bro. What the fuck is he going in? Like, what the fuck is he going in like this for? What the fuck?
is that you just had Disney hiding hundreds upon hundreds of replies to this where people, you know, obviously had negative feelings about this trailer. But yeah, back to the ticket release. They would announce these back on March 10th, which is only 11 days before the actual premiere of this movie, like the
Bro, I hate people that do that shit. I hate people that get your tickets. The movie comes out in 11 days. Like, come on, man. Like, we need more time than that, bro.
public premiere, and that is very abnormal for a movie of this caliber that Disney spent so
Yeah,
much
it's
money on.
crazy.
When you compare this release to something like The Little Mermaid, which was one of the last live-action movies that Disney did, you can see the big difference is that they released these pre-sale tickets about 1 month before the release date, which is now
I was just about to say that too. Like, at least give us a month, bro, to be able to buy tickets, to get everybody settled in. You know what I'm saying? So, like, 11 days before, kind of crazy. They about to break the damn site, bro. They about to break the fucking site and shit.
been like the current standard for Disney's bigger films. In fact, the last time a studio would roll something out in a similar fashion was actually when Universal came out with The Flash, and obviously they ended up having this absolute creep cast as the main character. And I mean, look at the things this guy was doing, okay? He was accused of committing assault, burglary, disorderly
What the
conduct,
fuck?
harassment, and of minors.
Oh,
Obviously,
hell
back then, that film
nah.
had a ton of negative PR.
Fuck
Universal
no.
probably felt like they were on a sinking ship, and so for that situation to be compared with this Disney situation, and for them to kind of decide to go that same route, kind of tells people that Disney is more or less just going through the motions here. Just for more reference, this is what The Little Mermaid premiere was looking like.
To celebrate the film's world premiere.
Basically, what I'm trying to show here is that Disney is more accustomed to making an entire event about this. They love to invite all the biggest media outlets to come out and basically give them some good publicity in anticipation for a movie's release. They will do
Okay.
things like invite celebrities to come on. They'll do an entire theme for the night. Basically, it seems like they'll actually give a shit. An inside
Damn.
source said this to say, they've been going through the motions on Snow White, all but saying, we need to get this thing over with. An advanced sales cycle of less than 2 weeks just screams, we have zero faith in this thing. And it couldn't come at a worse point when the industry is just trying to limp along.
So was this like one of those things where it's like, we haven't released a movie in X amount of time. We're just gonna release this thing, and we don't give a fuck about the movie. We just need to release the movie, just so that people don't forget about us, type shit. Is that what this shit's about right now, bro? Is it, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, at least put some good quality. Because I know, like, there's like some YouTubers and shit that be like, man, I don't even know what to record. I haven't recorded in a while. Let's just put out this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of the same shit.
To May. And obviously, guys, people do not
Yeah.
go to the movies at the same clip like they did 10 or 20 years ago. But when I looked up some local tickets for this movie at some very popular locations in Austin, Texas, almost every theater I saw had not made one single sale.
What
And
the
I'm not talking
fuck?
about just for the premiere, which will be on like a Thursday, so you could say, oh, it's just a little bit of a weird day for someone.
Here, let me look up at my local movie theater chat. Let me look up at my 6 seats. Bro, there's no seat. Oh my gosh, bro. Nobody picks seats, chat. Nobody picks seats at my shit, bro. Look at this shit. Look, bro, nobody gives a fuck. Bro, all right, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about seeing that shit, chat.
Want to go take their kid to see a movie like this.
Dead
'Cause
ass.
I checked that Friday night, I checked the entire weekend, and literally every local theater I had checked had sold less than 2 tickets. Even before the LA premiere news, however, there was a sense that Disney was being a bit bashful about Snow White. One
Damn.
theater owner and a rival studio source says that Disney's massive marketing machine has been uncharacteristically quiet until recently, noting advanced ticket sales didn't commence until Monday, less than 2 weeks before the film's release. Many of the studio's live-action family tentpoles in recent years have typically become available to book at least a month before the film opens. Disney would also release this clip from the film.
You were saying.
It's just.
They dead ass wasted hella money on this shit, chat.
And it may not be much, but when I was young.
No cap, they're not making shit from this.
We'd pick apples.
They're not making shit from this shit.
Go out into the village.
Pies are luxuries. They don't need luxuries. It confuses them.
Something small, something sweet, even can make you believe that there's more to being alive than mere subsistence.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
I mean, honestly, based on this one scene, Gal Gadot does not seem like a very good actress at all. I mean, she seems like her face only has one expression. Like that boy Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. It's just the same thing over and over again. That shit don't move.
Fearless, fair, brave.
Okay.
How quaint.
People were also noting that they changed the fundamental reason why she's called Snow White. Disney's Snow White says she got her name because she survived a bitter snowstorm.
My father told me long ago I braved a bitter storm of snow.
And as much as I don't really like accounts like this, I find them to be a little bit politically divisive. And I feel like they just post rage bait that makes grown men like this mad. This isn't Snow White. Fuck Disney. Like, if this type of topic makes you feel that passionate as a grown man, I don't really know what to tell you. But I say all that to say that that account did make a good point, because in the original Brothers Grimm fairy tale, Snow White was named Snow White because her mother wished for a daughter with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. And it's one of those things to me where you're changing like the core fundamentals of a classic film, and it's all in an effort to be like overtly PC. Like, yes, there's some things about old media and cartoons that would definitely require like a bit of a political correction for modern times. Like, sometimes you'll see those disclaimers. But this is one of those things where it's like there's nothing really wrong with someone having skin, and that being the reason that
like, what the fuck is this,
yo? Because of that, I don't want to hear shit when I get cast as Peter Pan. When they cast me as Li Shang, I don't want people saying I'm not Asian enough. As a matter of fact, I want to be casted as this white boy. Just a little side note, this has to be one of the most underrated Disney movies of all time. In all seriousness though, one of the reasons this film has become such a PR nightmare for Disney is the fact that the two leading actresses have some really serious beef. Here they were presenting an award at the Oscars.
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible. Here are the nominees for Best Visual Effects.
And the thing is, these two women went from being like, yeah, feminism, we're both strong women, to now it's like that clip of Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. And it really all stems from the fact that she is pro-Palestine, and this woman is Jewish, so obviously she's pro-Israel, and they have both been quite public about their opinions.
I am proud to be an Israeli, and I am proud to be Jewish. But this is a time when many of us in the Jewish community have had to find our voice and confront the hatred against us.
What the fuck?
Even if it's extremely uncomfortable.
Bro, what is y'all doing? What? What? Alright, go up.
And so basically they're covering all of these political bases, and I think it's just become a massive headache for Disney. I mean, you got tweets like this getting hundreds of thousands of likes. Your reminder to boycott Snow White. And obviously with the actresses being on either side of the spectrum when it comes to this issue, you end up getting hate from all these different directions. It's like you're pissing.
No, yeah. Whenever you do like put out your public opinions, your political opinions, man, you are gonna get hate, bro, because there's gonna be people that do not agree with what you're doing because they don't believe the same thing you believe.
Absolutely, everybody else.
Okay.
Rachel Ziegler shares a pro-Palestine message. Someone says, thank you for speaking, better late than never. And she says, I have been public with pro-Palestine stance since 2021. Have a nice day. And when Trump was elected back in November, Rachel would take to Instagram to share her feelings, basically saying she was shocked, that she was heartbroken, that this country had apparently become a safe haven for hatred. And I guess this was the part that really made headlines, made Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace. I mean, for people who really let politics run their life, when their candidate loses, you know, for me, I guess it would be like my team losing the Super Bowl, losing the World Series. Now, eventually, she would actually apologize for this. I'm guessing that Disney made a call, maybe some black SUVs showed up at her crib. And so here she says, hi everyone, I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace.
Man, fuck sorry, man. Stand on that shit, man. I'm sick and tired of them saying they're been quote unquote, man, like it's your fucking belief. Stand on that shit, man. Man, come on, bro. I do better than that.
Understanding, and I'm sorry I contributed to the negative discourse. And like I said, I really do think that Disney kind of made the call here, because how often do you really see someone who's passionate about politics like go back on their beliefs?
Facts.
Almost never. And despite all of this, Rachel must be one of the most media trained people on earth, because she claims that the reason for the backlash to the film is due to passion for the original film. I interpret people's sentiments towards this film as passion. We're an honor to be part of something that people feel so passionately about. We're not always going to agree with everyone who surrounds us, and all we can do is our best. And despite all of this being an absolute PR nightmare for Disney, the film is actually still projected to do pretty well. They're thinking it's going to gross around $53 million in the opening weekend. And I guess you never really know what's going to happen. I mean, you have some YouTube channels saying that this is going to destroy Disney altogether, which is just a beyond stupid stance to have. I mean, have y'all ever been to Disney World? There's people leaking out that motherfucker, spending all sorts of money on their little ears and the shitty food. Yeah, guys, I don't know what it is about this specific frame, but it just makes me feel some horrible thoughts. And I think they did her even dirtier, literally, with those teeth. I mean, they got her out here looking like Lord Farquaad mixed with George Washington. In all reality here, though, I do think that Disney kind of fell for the sunk cost fallacy. I think...
Alright, bro. That's enough of that shit, bro. Let me know your beliefs down below, and until the next video, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.